Hello, and welcome back to Pugmire Pioneer Puppers, Episode 11.
Good lord.
Oh my god, we're 11 episodes in.
I
We
know.
survived! We survived for 11 episodes, y'all!
Insane!
So
I don't know how we did it, but we're here.
we joined the Pomeranian family and Echo Shiba Inu in the lovely home of the Pomeranian family. Yes, I said it that way specifically because there is a hyphen for the family name. Can't really verbally mark a hyphen.
No. It's fitting, it's fitting. Oh, the background noise!
So, as you are shown to your seats in the dining room by Sebastian, Alexandria and Rosabella are brought up short as Kane, Makoto, and Briona are already at the table, waiting for their meal. Rex hobbles over using his hammer as a cane because he has to pretend to be old and feeble around Sebastian. He says it gives Sebastian a sense of purpose to wait on him as the master.
God!
So he makes his way to the head of the table and sits down as the cutlery and the plates are set out for the meal. And the smell of braised fish, roast chicken, roast turkey, and duck à l'orange hits all of your noses at once.
Uh,
Alexandria is trying so hard to keep her tail from wagging. She hasn't had decent food like this in forever.
As
oh.
as all of you take your seats, the shepherd of the family, who is hired to do special services and weddings, funerals, things of that nature, leads a short prayer to man, and the servants and maids start passing out plates. There is a simple bowl of water set next to each of your plates, and as they bring out first the soups and the appetizers.
Okay, Talon, I have. This is from my small etiquette thing. Is this a drinking bowl or is this a hand washing
This
bowl?
is a hand washing bowl.
Cool. So Alexandria is already washing her hands, doing everything properly.
Isabella, is as well, because nobody wants to look dumb.
Hell yeah.
I love how quiet this dinner table is.
It's
Yeah.
so quiet. I feel like there's just an awkward air over the table right now.
There usually is at family dinners. They don't happen very often because having the entire family here together does not happen that often. And also considering that the other siblings are not here currently, so they have not brought out the big dining table.
Oh, we have multiple dining tables? We're that
Yeah.
kind of family?
You have two dining tables. You have one that can fit up to 15, and you have this one that can sit 6.
Oh my god. Um,
You have a very large extended family, with counting all of the litters, the mother, the father,
yeah. God.
guests.
God. So I do think that Alexandria risks a small little smile towards Briona before clearing her throat and just. So, grandfather, where are Kendrick, Colwyn, Daniel, Emmerich, and Fiona?
They are currently doing their own thing, and I sent them a message to return home a few days ago, but most of them gave the same old story. Too busy, still doing work, and you know how they are. They barely show up for Pugmas anymore.
Brianna, she kind of like turns her nose up in the air. You would think, with knowing that we are all returning, they would want to spend some time with the family.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice. You never really get to see all the grandkids together anymore.
Alexandria biting her fucking tongue on the fact that it's because most of them don't get along in some way or another.
Infighting is real.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I suppose we should be thankful that we got as many of us together as we did. I think even seeing 3 of us at the same time is odd.
It's certainly unusual. I don't think we've had the dining table so full in several years. And he turns to Makoto and are you enjoying everything, dear? And oh yes, the fish dishes, have as many as you want. As she is just kind of looking at the tableware and the meals as they're being brought out.
Does she not know what to do? Is Alexandria able to pick that up?
Yeah. She is.
So
So they follow the Asian style. It's more of a communal meal where everything's brought out on a large plate and you're given a bowl and you just take your chopsticks and pull everything off.
how close is Makoto to her, and how close is Kane to her? To, like, Alexandria?
You are... So, from the actual image, they would be over here. I don't have tokens for them.
So I think Alexandria just, like, kind of clears her throat again, trying to get Makoto's attention. And then goes through the process again with the water bowl, just cleaning her hands again, cleaning her face, drying them, and then kind of, when she, like, goes to the meat, her hands hover above, like, the specific fork and the specific knife she needs to pick up.
She is following along and watching you and imitating as best as she can. She's okay with spoons, but the forks
Is
kind
there
of give her
any-
a little issue.
Is there any chopsticks at all, or is
There are
it
not.
set as like normal?
Yeah, it's normal European cutlery. So forks, spoons,
Okay.
knives. You can actually have one of the maids bring some chopsticks. They're not unusual in Pugmire.
Okay, so like if Roosevelt was to ask for them to bring her a pair,
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you just speak up and ask out, and they will bring some shortly.
Rosabella kind of turns her head and waves over to one of the maids.
They will prance over, and yes, they prance.
I can only imagine.
I love it so much.
If it would not be a bother, could you possibly bring her a pair of chopsticks?
Oh, yes, ma'am. We'll go, we'll have to go pick some up, but give me a few minutes and I will be right back. And she
It's greatly appreciated.
rushes out.
Rosabella just kind of turns back to look at Makoto and just kind of smiles and nods. She doesn't know if she heard her or anything, but you know, it's just one of those things of having grown up around cats and dogs alike. She's used to seeing that. So just a little bit of something that might make her feel a little more at ease.
Yeah, she gives you a thankful smile. It's not that she can't use the cutlery, she's not used to it, so it...
Yeah. But it's already like nerve-wracking itself to be in this type of environment surrounded, like, as exciting as it could be for her, like, just the wanting to, you know, be comfortable.
Mhm.
I'll take some interest at the word like chopsticks, and I'll wait down whoever she was talking to. It's like, bring me a pair too.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
As the maid is leaving, you just hear her under. All of you would be able to hear her under her breath as she said, "I'll just bring chopsticks for the whole family."
That's a great idea. Thank you so much.
Brianna.
Isabella turns to her and just kind of smiles even bigger. Just like, hey.
Well, it's time to learn a new thing. This can only go well.
I don't believe that it can.
Well, you don't know if you don't try.
And that has always been your method about going about life.
Exactly, and it's worked out so well so far.
In its own way, perhaps, but also it's important to learn what will be expected. Not every family in Pugmire will be as willing as us to accommodate.
Well, it takes some people to take actions to make those changes.
You would think that, but you cannot change an entire country overnight.
Well, that's not the plan. The plan is to make our guest here comfortable while she is eating amongst us.
And what happens in the future?
She
That's
has
when she
plenty
goes-
of time. She has plenty of time to learn. But this is not about the future at the current moment. This is about us all being together. I thought that's what this was all about, correct?
In some way, yes.
So, what's the problem?
There
For the
isn't
current moment, what is the problem?
There isn't one, I suppose. I'll concede.
So, if everyone would roll me a notice check.
Oh god. It's our favorite check.
Yes.
Favorite check, notice check, favorite check, notice
You
check.
would think with how much we roll notice, I would know exactly where they are on these sheets. There we go.
Right.
And then
Okay.
Good lord. Okay, Brianna's the only one who notices anything.
As you are sitting there having this discussion, the little sisterly barbs are coming out, and this calf-high chihuahua, soaking wet, trailing suds, comes streaking through the dining room, under the table, and out underneath Rex's chair, on all fours, and runs back into the kitchen.
Is it Ollie?
Brianna,
It's
her
Ollie.
eyes her eyebrows kind of scrunching, and she kind of just points a finger in that. Who is that? I didn't realize we had any new wards in the castle.
His name is Ollie.
Ollie,
We happened upon him earlier and brought him home.
he is adopted.
Uh, in some capacity, perhaps, though nothing official yet.
Apparently, these two, Rex points to Alexandria and Rosabella, picked him up during their, time at the spa and didn't really give me much information about it. Just that, he's an orphan and, yeah, that's all I know.
What of his long-term accommodations?
For now, I was speaking with grandfather about possibly getting him some education and employing him here to at least give him some kind of job and some kind of lodging.
I can oversee the education part, but who will be watching after him while I assume you will be going back out and about?
Hopefully, as soon as possible.
Mm.
The Royal Pioneers is a very worthwhile endeavor, Brianna. And it's the same thing as you went for your university. My path is just less focused on learning directly.
Well, I'm not even making any comments on that. I'm just asking who is overseeing the child while you go out and about.
I figured he would stay here with grandfather.
I kind of look over at Rex to see his gauge on that.
He frowns a bit and just kind of grunts under his breath, not really saying anything, as he starts cutting into a large piece of turkey. Like, he has tuned out and is focusing on the food, or at least trying to appear to.
He's like, God damn it, we can't have one nice family dinner.
Yeah. About 30 seconds later, a maid comes running through. Alright, come on, Ollie, you need to finish your bath. We didn't even get to the shampoo part. And just starts running around the table, following the wet footprints.
Um, he went that way.
Oh no. And you hear, before she even hits the kitchen door, the sounds of pots and pans hitting the ground.
Alexandria getting flashbacks to when she was a kid.
Yes.
So I think her ears twitch just a little bit before she also tries to focus in on her food and just,
I believe it best that we allow them to handle that. I think that if we are to say anything, it will get in the way.
I think if you're going to bring this child into our home, you should at least oversee his behavior.
Rosabella, after hearing that, just sort of scoots her chair back and stands up. I'll be back. And she goes to follow.
yeah, I think as she's like passing, Alexandria just like gives her like the little look of just thank you.
Yep. You head into the kitchen, and the maid is looking around. Give me a second notice check or a search check for Rosabella.
Let me see. Do.
Okay, yep, that is good enough. You can hear faintly a lidded cauldron rattling.
God.
Rosabella's ear just kind of twitches, and she just kind of looks over and walks over to it, or walks near it. Ollie,
Mm,
can you come here?
he slowly climbs out of the cauldron and comes over to Rosabella, head hanging down, ears flat against the top of his head.
Rosabella just kind of smiles and shakes her head, and she kind of kneels down to him and puts her paw against his head and goes, "Can you say you're sorry to the mates?"
He gives a little bow and kind of mumbles,
You need to speak properly.
I'm sorry.
There we go. Now, I need you to go with the maid, finish your bath, okay?
Okay, Aunt Rosie.
And you'll be good?
Yes.
Okay. Is that a promise? She
Yes.
holds her pinky out.
He takes it and gives you a nice little peeky promise.
She smiles and just kind of leans down and kisses the top of his head. Good.
He still smells like wet dog and is covered in whatever body wash they were using to scrub him with at the time that he ran off.
Oh, she doesn't care. She's just she it doesn't even matter to her. All
Yep.
right. She looks up at the maids and just, he's ready to go now.
Thank you, ma'am. And she'll
No problem.
take him by the hand and walk him back out. This time, not going straight through the dining room, she will take him through the servants' stairs.
Rosabella kind of stays back to watch him go for a minute and then walks back into the room and takes her seat.
So I think I don't know if they're actually close enough for Alexandria to like gently bump Rosabella's leg underneath the table
Yeah,
because she
you'd
is
be-
so.
You wouldn't be close enough to do that, but considering this is a Pomeranian household, there is always a long stick under the table near a chair.
So I think she tries to be so subtle about it, but she does like bump Rosabella's leg twice under the table, and then just trying to be subtle where it's not going to be caught, gives her a little smile.
Rosabella just kind of raises an eyebrow, looks down, because the stick that kind of hit her, and just.
Yep.
She just kind of smiles back, I guess.
Okay, it
Like,
would be the equivalent.
She's more confused.
Oh no, you've seen this in use before because the Pomeranians are
She
so
knows.
short.
She's like, why are you thanking me?
Because you handled it and she didn't have to get up and handle it because she's like, I cannot leave the dining table with my family currently.
But yeah, this stick kind of, for those at the table that aren't used to this, the stick is about 4 foot long and it has a hook at the end, almost like a fire poker. But for the short Pomeranians, it is for them to reach and pass things across the table.
How many
So they
times
don't
have the
have to
children gotten
stand up.
these? How many times have the young Pomeranians gotten these taken away?
Oh,
How
quite
many
often.
times?
Quite often. It is not unusual for the younger Pomeranians to sword fight in the middle of the dining room with them.
God. Also, for reference, wouldn't that come up to like fucking Alexandria's like upper arm? Like that is almost
Yeah.
as tall as she is.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, they are intentionally
Meanwhile-
made to, so you can just pull them out from the little pouch they are in the table and pick up the salt and move it to the next person.
Meanwhile, Rosabella's over here just kind of naturally just grabbing things and just being able to set it where she needs it to be.
Yep.
The advantage of being a big dog versus a little dog.
Yep. This is quite usual. And as the dinner continues, Rex gets this ornery smile on his face as he
real
picks.
quick.
Yep.
Jokes on Alexandria. Like she'll see like Brianna like every now and then just reach into something like slash across the air, and you'll see this like spectral paw come out and just moves everything for her.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Echo can also doing this, of course. But yeah, Rex just gets this ornery look on his face as he takes the hook and grabs like a gravy tureen and flings it across the table before catching it with the hook and bringing it back.
I want to say that every now and then if he misses, like I'm partially taking it as like a fun game of he throws it, I catch it, I throw it, he catches it.
Yep. After the dinner starts wearing down, it goes from where a nice family dinner to impromptu catch with the dishes.
God. I like to imagine that this is the sort of thing that normally her father would have started complaining about.
Oh, absolutely.
And Alexandria doesn't know what to do in this circumstance.
Rosabella's just finishing her food. She's just eating. Like,
I
literally.
kind of like look over at everyone, and I look at grandfather. Have you seen my guard? Where is she?
She said. Pardon me.
Are you alright?
I swallowed some air.
Spectral paw him on the back.
Oh.
Offers him some water.
Yeah, he'll take it. Yeah, no, IRL, I swallowed some air. I'm okay.
I assumed it was IRL, but I'm like, I'm gonna roll with it, Talent. I'm not gonna call you out.
Oh, I'm good now.
While Talon is recovering, I do want to say at some point Alexandria would have asked Brianna about her studies and how they were going, and just trying to distract from the fucking plate flipping TM.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, you're. Since this is a family meeting and we do have the house guards on standby, I figured she could use a little bit of time for herself.
I
She's
do keep her working a lot. That's probably fair. For the best, truthfully.
she
Thank you, grandfather.
she wished to tour the garden for the night.
Rosabella's ears kind of perk up at the talk about a guard dog.
Yep. All of the
Because-
children have their own guards.
Yes. But has Rosabella ever met?
Yes.
Yes,
Has she
and
met
you
the
do
other
not
guards?
you do not get along with most of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You might get along
Great.
with one or two of them, but most of them they are from noble households, minor noble households, and you were brought in off the streets, and most of them know a majority of your background, not like all of
Listen.
it.
Rosabella may not have grown up book smart, but she grew up street smart.
She's strong. She's strong, girl.
Street smart.
Yeah. I do want to say, like, as more of a distraction than anything, hearing the topic of the guard dog come up and just Alexandria knowing Rosabella's relationship, I think she just,
Brianna, what has you working your god so hard?
What? Well, you see, the other day, right? We were on our way back. I might have gotten some ideas, and as you know, she does a very good job.
Of course, they all do.
She's fine. Don't worry.
wait, what?
She's fine.
She's fine, don't worry.
What did you do to her? No, that Brianna, you cannot preface things with "she's fine, don't worry." What did you do this time?
When you're older, I'll tell you.
I'm
Rosabella
than you.
Rosabella
She is-
kind of
Brianna
has a
is-
smile on her face.
Brianna is 2 days older than Alexandria.
Oh my god. Okay, so I think she just
I am 2 days younger than you. Do you want me to speak to you in 2 days and ask you?
Rosabella, she kind of like scratches under her chin, looks you dead in the eyes, grins, and says, "Yes."
Brianna,
Rosabella is just trying her hardest not to laugh. She puts another bite into her
I like
mouth.
to think that I notice you doing that, and I just like wink in your direction.
if it were not improper, we would be fighting currently. It's only 2 days. It is 48 hours.
It's still 48 hours.
Don't you get involved in this, Rosabella.
I'm just stating facts. You know.
As this conversation is happening, Rex picks up a bell and rings it. As the butler comes along, he says this loud enough for everyone to hear, but it's also kind of a Soto under breath kind of thing, like, maybe get the sparring arena ready.
We do not need the arena. I do not mean to overhear what you were saying, but it was not exactly the quietest thing.
No, it was meant for you to hear it.
You know that I do not use swords. And I tend to not use weapons very often. I'm not quite sure how Brianna's training has gone recently, but I don't think that that is the best battleground for either of us. If we are truly going to fight, which I hope to avoid, as that is not the best way for us to end a family dinner. Though it is quite in tradition at this point.
I mean, I could always put you both through the gauntlet again.
Talon, what's the gauntlet?
So
Yeah, what's the gauntlet?
the gauntlet is the traditional training method for speed and agility for the family. Since they train like knight candidates and warrior candidates, they have this system. Think of the military training, like with the tires and the climbing under the barbed wire and going above the wall.
Oh no, you just hear Alexandria just,
Grandfather, we're not going to do the gauntlet again. I had to run that so many times as a pup that my legs nearly fell off.
Yeah, but they didn't.
They nearly did. I'm shocked that they did not. And besides, I just went to the spa today. I really do not want to mess up my fur, my nails. I don't want to run the gauntlet again.
All right, all right.
Does Rex look disappointed?
He does.
And I think Alexandria.
Rosabella just kind of looks at Alexandria and just, you know, there's a part of me that just questions why you joined the type of adventuring guild if you are afraid to get yourself dirty.
And that is a topic that we are not going to even broach. I handle myself well enough out there, and then I take care of myself once I'm back.
Well, since we're trying to move on to other stuff, how has your adventures been? I got your one letter, but that was brief, I would say, for your time away.
Well, the last time I wrote you was before I even left home, which has been several months ago at this point. But they have been interesting. We managed to recover several artifacts of man. Um, on the latest one, we found Kane frozen due to such an artifact. And he had been taken away by Makoto, or at least someone she had sent,
She just smiles sheepishly.
because Kane decided it was the time to not research the group that he was with and accidentally propose.
She's never gonna let him live that down.
No.
I hope he knows it.
No.
Kane's here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he I just
And
don't have a token for him. They're
You're
over here.
implying he proposed to someone, like is in marriage?
Yeah, I did. So, in in the noble cat societies, since they are hunter based, they used to have a tradition where the prospective mate would propose by giving a hunted gift to their fiance intended. Not knowing this, and because we used to adventure back when I was living in Mutt Town together, I bought a very expensive catnip filled mouse toy. The kind that you wind up and it runs around, and I presented it to her. And if you would notice the entire time while she's been eating, Makoto has been hanging on to Kane's arm the entire time.
Oh, so this is your fiance.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Technically.
No one had explained this to me. I guess welcome to the family?
She smiles.
I guess here's a more formal. I am Brianna. But any of my friends or family may call me Bayo, and I'll extend out my magical paw to her.
Yep, she will shake it, and there is a picture of her in the voice chat channel. Just go up to Makoto Mao.
I think I saw her.
Yep, she is
She's
the
real cute.
royal princess of the Mao, the monarchies of Mao.
Has those chopsticks arrived yet?
Yeah, they arrived earlier, and everybody's been kind of fumbling around with them.
Yes, I pull them out, right, and I make eye contact with her. It's like, since we are to be family, would you mind giving me a demonstrations of how to use this to eat?
Oh yeah, so she gives you the explanation, and
Mm.
so a lot of people will use them at the front for beginning. She actually goes through and shows you, and she spends a little bit of time.
I would put my mage hand in front of her so she can adjust my hand to like accurately be holding the chopsticks.
Yep, she sets it up so that they're set perfectly, and with the mage hand, it has a lot more fine control than normal because you use it for a lot of things.
Yeah, and then you just start me to see like use the mage hand to just pick up food and like hand feed me.
Yep.
God.
I don't. This is such a revelation. We should have been using this earlier. For now, I am only eating with chopsticks.
There are certain things that are difficult to use them with, but they are pretty fun.
You just see my chopsticks like just going around and like continuing to feed me.
God. I think Alexandria just gives like an almost like affectionate little shake of her head at that because despite how much they argue, Brianna is her favorite sister.
Oh yeah, it's sisterly
Yeah.
ribbing.
Yeah. And so I think she just after a moment,
So, I think that's about all you've missed. I mean, there hasn't been too much more, I don't believe, unless I'm forgetting anything.
I mean, other than almost starting a war with the cats.
Alexandria's ears just ripped.
She's just, I was hoping that that would not come up in conversation again. To be fair, that was not my fault.
Well,
I'm
no.
listening, but I'll be right back.
Yep. No.
Hell yeah. All of us pausing awkwardly for a second, like we've been frozen in time.
I'm just because we're on pause, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just imagining Rosabella is over here like she fumbled with the chopsticks while she's watching like On Point, but like is now like trying to pick things up with it. And like the more she's trying, the more she's doing it. If she ever gets it right, she's just like, oh,
Just pure excitement.
because like it's a culture she's gonna have to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Valid.
And I mean, I want to say she probably has used them before, but like
If she has, it's probably
also
been a
Yeah,
that
while.
would have
would've
been
been a while.
forever ago.
That
So it's
would have
just
been
like
many a year.
it's relearning experience.
Yep.
Valid.
They don't have a sleight of hand in here, or I'd have you use that.
uh,
I mean, could make it a survival roll.
Yeah, it would be dex
could-
based.
You could probably use perform, maybe.
Yeah, I'd say perform.
Perform
Well, there's
or
also a balance.
perform or balance would be useful, or you could just do a straight dex check.
no, why not?
Echo, you have a little bit of issues with the chopsticks. They're unusual, and trying to imitate the movements, it's a little difficult. Yeah, Rosabella, you have some, like, it's motor memory mostly. You remember how to do it, but it's still a little awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing how Echo's doing, Echo, and I'll put my mage hand in front of him. Listen. Just try it like this, right? And it's so easy.
You're saying for him to use like the mage paw.
Listen,
Yep.
if we don't have to do it with our own bare paws, why bother?
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
Echo, you can use your mage paw to manipulate them as well. If you're using mage paw, you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah.
Mage paw is more
Okay.
dexterous than your own paws.
Okay.
I just like to imagine that both Echo and Brianna are like using their mage paws together.
Yeah. I could also see, like, their mage paws are completely different colors.
Mm-hmm.
Are they like similar to your fur color?
They can be any color you want them to be.
Uh,
So they're completely customizable to the artisan using it.
maybe like rainbow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, make it like iridescent. Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
changes color in the lighting. Oh, that'd be beautiful.
Sometimes it's RGB, right? Just starts randomly changing colors.
Yeah.
It's like a rave party.
Alright, so eventually the dinner wraps up and the maids start cleaning up as the butlers come in and take the plates and the cutlery and start bussing the table.
Oh, my throat just made a weird noise. I don't know if y'all heard that, but
No.
Nope.
that is such a
Oh.
weird noise.
God. But yeah, I guess everyone had like a good dinner, I assume.
Mhm.
Alexandria was very pleased by this dinner.
Yeah, it was. It wouldn't be considered fancy for the family. It's more like just there's enough family here together that instead of just the simple meal, they pulled out more of the stops.
Hell yeah.
So we finished the dinner.
Yep. The dinner is finished, and there is after a few minutes of bussing the table, there's an announcement that there are tea and cookies in the drawing room.
Well, grandfather, is there any further need of us?
No, you can go do your own thing. He turns and Rosabella, I do believe that we should have a slight conversation.
Hmm. I'll
Rosabella's ears kind of perk up a little bit, and she looks at him, and her eyes are kind of wide for a moment, but she quickly schools her face. Certainly.
He will. I don't have a map for this, but he will walk off into his personal study and wait for Rosabella to arrive.
in the
Rosabella,
meantime,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I'll look at Makoto and say, have you had much chance to explore our wonderful castle yet?
I have not. I've explored a few of the rooms, but there's a few places that I was told I'm not allowed to go yet.
Hmm. Well,
And-
how about I give you a tour and we will go try to find my guard, and I would like to get to know my future sister-in-law.
Yes, that would be fun.
Would you like to come, Alexandria?
I would love to.
And I offer both of my arms out for them.
Yep,
Alexandria will take one.
Makoto will take the other one, and she kind of giggles very giddily, as no one has really told Brianna that Makoto is a absolute dog otaku.
Is there a way to communicate in tail language?
It would be a
Man.
little bit difficult, but it can be done.
I feel like
No, let her
I'm-
find out for herself.
I would say like I'm observant enough if my last role is to indicate anything. But listen, I'm an excellent host.
So I think as they're walking out, Alexandria will take just a second. Just
Kane,
Mm.
if you have nothing else to do, perhaps you could show Echo around or wait for Rosabella
Yeah,
and send her my way once she's finished.
I can take care of that. It's a little bit weird getting reacclimated to the house.
Instead of accompanying Brianna, do you need me to stay with you?
No, it's fine. I will I'll be fine on my own.
I mean, I could do you one better. Just come with us.
He kind of gets a grimace on his face. Like, I've got 5 minutes away from Makoto.
And I think Alexandria catches on. Just
He's incredibly busy, I'm sure. It's quite the adjustment to be back home.
Yes, well, I am also quite sure that my brother has not spent as much time with us as he could be. Come along, let's go.
Roll me a persuasion.
I feel like I have something that gives me advantage somewhere,
You do.
Talon.
You have puppy dog eyes.
Oh, good.
oh wait, does puppy dog eyes also work on not? Oh,
It-
yeah.
It works
Yeah,
on
yeah, yeah.
everybody. Yep.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he kind of sighs dejectedly and. All right. Do you want to come along as well, Echo?
Sure.
He will.
You'll notice that even though I've now peer pressured him to join us, I do not let go of either Alexandria or Makoto.
Yep, that is.
And as he's like starting to get
understood.
up, I start walking away to wherever I was told Rosemary would be.
Yep, she's out in the garden.
God,
Before-
I like to imagine Alexandria like trying to like get out so she can go walk with Kane, and Brianna's grip is just like iron.
She's got you in a death grip. It's not happening.
before they get out too far, Rosabella just, I'll find you afterwards to Alexandria.
Right. If you need anything,
You'll be
I'll
fine.
be all right. Are you sure?
You'll be fine. Rosabella
think-
is not sure, but she's going in with a hopeful heart.
Yeah, so I
Yep.
think she just takes like a second, even though she knows Bayo has her in like an iron grip and she can't really be subtle right now. And she just
All right. But if anything changes, you know where to find me, and you know that I will handle it.
You'll be fine.
We are at home. You all are worrying for nothing.
And I think that you tend to have a carefree heart and don't think ahead sometimes.
Hearing
Celestians
what
sometimes
Brianna
are-
said kind of makes Rosabella just kind of smile, and she's like, you're right. She just gets up and starts
You get,
walking to Rex's office.
the biggest fucking grin.
You'll.
Alexandria just swats Bayo on the arm.
All right.
I want to say that most times you look at my face, there's always like this glint of mischievousness in my eyes, and always like an easygoing grin.
Oh my
Absolutely.
god.
And yeah, so as you guys are going off to explore the office, I am going to pull Rosabella into a private channel.
Oh god. Screaming!
Continue your RP. Alright. As you enter Rex's office, he is sitting down pouring two glasses of a very prominent brandy. It is quite expensive and it smells strong. You there? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Did I lose you?
Because when they were growing up with their family, their father was incredibly hard on Alexandria because she was the
Okay, so you can hear me. Try disconnecting and reconnecting.
Okay.
Okay, I can hear you now. Good.
Wait, you can hear me now?
Yes.
I don't know what happened for.
Some-
I'm over here like, hello?
Yeah, sometimes
Hello?
shifting forces a mute.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, Rex is pouring 2 glasses of fairly expensive brandy. It's about 3 fingers worth in each glass.
Okay. So she's already walked in, right?
Hmm.
So she just kind of walks over, and is there a chair that she can sit in?
Yeah.
Is he sitting?
He is sitting at the desk, the chair behind the desk, and he is currently pouring the glasses at the desk. There is a nice high-backed wing chair in front of the desk.
Okay.
There is also
Rosabella.
there's a fire crackling in the fireplace as well.
Oh, it's so aesthetic. All right. Rosabella just kind of walks over, and she's kind of not. It's not hesitant, but she just kind of like slowly sits down and just. So that drink you were asking or talking about earlier, you plan to have it now? I see.
Yep. So there are some things. Well, Alexandria has been in the middle of certain things, and unbeknownst to you, you have been also thrown into the middle of it, and I don't want her to exactly know what's going on or that I know what's been going on. So, her father's embezzlement, and he slides the drink over to Rosabella. Apparently, someone, he air quotes, has been blackmailing Alexandria into giving away secrets. But during the investigation, we've realized that it was her own father that was blackmailing her. He's been trying to gain more funds from the family coffer. She
He's
believes.
been blackmailing his own daughter.
Yes.
Rosabella grabs onto her glass and just, under her breath, just, why is that not surprising?
Yes. She believes that it's an outside source, and we've been continuing to allow her to believe this, but I didn't want her to realize how deep in the darkness her father really is.
Hmm.
He slides a packet of papers over to Rosabella and, without a second's hesitation, downs his glass. Like, just that
Rosabella,
old drinker's just, boop, gone.
Rosabella looks at the liquid. She looks at her drink, kind of swirls it for a second, and just, before I look at this is one of those that you just have to down, right? This isn't a sipping cup.
It burns. If you sip on it, you're gonna definitely cough. You might want to try and down it.
Okay. Rosabella goes for it.
Alright. Give me a I will ask for... Hold on. I will ask in chat for a constitution save for you.
I wonder if this is going to make any of them question everything.
Yes. You can let them know what happened when you get back, but for the conversation, so Rex will take the next 10-15 minutes to explain the background. Oh, you're fine. No coughing, no rough
Oh!
breath, anything. With a
Thank
23.
God!
You drink
Oh!
it like a champion. So,
Respect.
yup.
Yes!
Rex spends the next 15-20 minutes filling Rosabella in on all of the little things that Alexandria has been, which this is also part of her backstory, that about the blackmailing and about how she has been funneling plastic as well as masterworks into a secret account attached to her father that is believed to be from a different noble family, but is actually just a plant from the father. And how he has engineered to embezzle and steal funds from the family, making it look like they were destitute when in fact they weren't. He was just out of his personal funds.
Mm.
And with
Rosabella has a very, as she continues listening and is understanding, she just, her face goes from like this neutral expression to, it looks very annoyed, very unpleased, because while she may not be like, while they may fight and disagree on a lot of standings, Alexandria is one of the closest people that she has, and she does consider a friend, and she considers her family to a certain degree.
Mhm.
While it's still, there's still like hints of like anger towards it, but what family doesn't resent their own family at some point?
Exactly.
She hates this. She hates what had happened, and with everything that her father has done, this just is icing on the cake
Oh
at
yeah.
this point.
Oh, absolutely. As Rosabella is looking angrier and angrier, Rex opens a drawer, pulls out a small key with, instead of the normal teeth on the key, it's just shaped like a triangle, and he hands it to Rosabella, placing it directly into your paw, and says, "This is for all your years of service. I'm sure you know exactly what this is for. All deals that my idiot son have made are now null and void. That includes you and your sister."
Her face instantly, like from the moment that he said that he started with the sentence of all the deals, her face dropped, and her she's trying not to cry. She's really trying not to cry because she's just speechless, and you, she's okay.
She's fine. Although she's been trained as an assassin and has been working particularly heavily for the Branch family, but I've spoken with them and I am making. They have made her the same deal I'm making you. Your service as indentured servants is up, but I would request, as more for a familial bond, for you to continue working. You would no longer be forced to follow orders, but able to follow your own discretion. In other words, you're free. You and your sister are free to choose your own path from now on.
She just, her mouth is open, and at this point, tears are slightly falling, and she quickly is wiping at them. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't. Um, I'm. I don't need to cry. I just. Um, this is a.
He walks over and pats you on the shoulder, and this is the perfect time to cry. If you need to take a moment, go right ahead.
Can I think on it for? I'll give you an answer tomorrow if that's okay.
You don't have to give me an answer. It's your choice, absolutely. Take all the time you need. Make all the decisions you need. You can head back to your friends, and if you want, I wouldn't even say anything if you gave Alexandria a swift kick in the pants.
She laughs and just. Uh, but then I'd have to sit there and listen to her whine about that, and I'm pretty sure that it would do less good. And
Yeah,
probably be less satisfaction.
she is awful whiny for a runt.
She's very strong, though.
Fair enough. Alright, and with that, I will move you back to the main channel.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't mute us.
Yeah,
or mute me.
hopefully.
Call you out, and I can show you.
Hello, hello?
And... Hello? What was that about? Go away,
Well,
Bugsy.
Don't tell her. Don't tell
Yep.
her. Don't tell her.
Time to make my exit.
Title.
You
All
guys
right.
gained friends while we were gone?
Yep.
Listen, when I show up, people cannot resist butting in.
Fair enough.
I didn't even look at the chat. I knew that would ask for some questions on
On the con
What
save.
did you find out? What did you find
Were
out?
you drinking? Am I right? Were you drinking?
I did finally. She got to have a drink with Rex.
I fucking called it.
What was the conversation? What did you talk about?
We'll find out later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to listen
You'll
to the
find out
fucking
later.
recording, aren't I?
Yes, you are. Unless she
God damn it.
reveals it to you, yes, you are.
God damn it.
So, yeah, Rosabella, after drying her eyes and composing herself again, eventually heads out to the garden to regroup with the rest of the party.
Yes, I imagine. At this point, I have found my guard,
You
and
indeed
I
have.
have introduced her to our new family member, and obviously reacquainted my guard with my family.
Mhm.
Mhm,
She
mhm.
has been basically just sitting and stargazing the entire time out in the garden. Perfect place to do it. Just taking the time to herself to decompress. As
And then she hears, Rosemary, I have someone for you to come meet. Rosemary, where are you?
yep, as you come around the corner, finding Rosemary, she is surrounded by shopping bags.
This is my fault. It's my
Yep.
fault. Oh, yes, we should get that to my quarters as soon. But Rosemary and I like let go of Brianna's. No, this is my own fucking arm. Alexandria's arm.
Alexandria.
Yeah, like and like pat her on the shoulder, and I'll take Makoto and bring her closer. Rosemary, this is Makoto. She is going to meet my new sister-in-law. Say hello.
Hello. She gives a nodding bow, not like a full medieval bow, but just kind of like a head bob.
Yes, Makoto. This is Rosemary. She is my guard. She has been with me for as long as I can remember.
Yes, I was hired when Brianna was just a pup. Makoto just kind of squeals because you've said sister-in-law.
Oh my god. I love her so much.
We are going to have a full day tomorrow. Just keeping you aware. Um, could, if you would like, I could call someone to come bring my things to my room.
Eh, yes, please. Have the maids. I was going to bring them to your room, and then your grandfather stopped me, told me to take everything and just leave it by the door, but I didn't want to do that because that stable boy was sniffing around again, so I took them with me
Hmm.
on my break.
Thank you, Rosemary. You're truly the best.
The stable boy.
Yes, something about wanting to find out if he has won more money in a bet.
The Bichon Frise.
Yes.
So I think at that Alexandria, there's just a peak of a little smile on her face, and she just
He's want to do that these days.
Yeah.
Are you aware of the betting pool?
Unfortunately, there's not many of the servants or guards that don't know about the betting pool.
Of course. I only recently found out about it myself.
I'm going to kill that little fluffy pain in the... She cuts herself off at that.
So what exact bet is he after? Do you know?
Actually, it has to do with the entire family. Uh,
Mm.
all of the pups from both litters, and who's getting married first.
Has someone proposed to you, Bea?
Um.
She pointedly looks at Kane.
Well, of course, but now I'm curious why he thinks that you would be the first.
Well, I am the eldest, but to my knowledge, I am not engaged to be married.
To your knowledge.
To my knowledge, for all we know, maybe there has been discussions I've not been made yet privy to, or something of the sort. It's going to get a no. I'll be honest. It's going to get a no. I am not going to be put into a marriage of not my own choosing.
Yep, there are. So Rex has been staunchly adamant that
Mhm.
all of his grandchildren will be able to choose the person that they marry from the get go. However, because of the shady nature of your father, there have been several notifications of engagement for all of the children at one point in time, and there are still letters that come in fairly regularly of lesser or moderate nobles proposing marriage.
Okay, wait, now I need a list of who else proposed in the drama with that. How many hearts have the Pomeranians broken?
Well, these
I
are
would
for
like to think
political
many.
marriages, not like, oh, they're in love with you, so they're sending a proposal. It's
Listen,
more
I'll
like,
be honest. I want to say I would have broken a fuck ton of hearts.
oh, absolutely.
Oh, 100%. You've broken way more than Alexandria.
There's probably like a tally board in my room somewhere of this.
I love that.
There's like a little flashback of Brianna in Water Dog Town and an otter coming up to her with a nice shiny pearl. Just
oh my god.
not even realizing what it is. Like, oh, thank you. Taking the pearl before Rosemary smacks it out of your hand. Like, don't do that.
God.
Rosemary, they were just trying to offer me a gift.
Shit, that's how they engage people.
Oh.
Throws the pearl, kicks it away. Breaks
It
an otter's
comes
heart.
back to the president like, yeah, this happens a lot.
Well,
Quick question.
Mhm.
I'm certain that this is all happening. Like this conversation that they are having is before
Yeah.
Rosabella
Yeah.
has left.
Yeah.
At what point does Rosabella get there?
I'd
Good
say
order.
shortly after the talk about engagement and the betting pool.
Mhm.
You would,
Okay.
yeah. As Rosabella comes up, Rosemary would immediately scowl. It's like she doesn't hate you, but you've never gotten along because she feels like uh, you are not nobility. She is a lesser noble. So that's one point against you already. And also, you've gotten the intensive training that she's wanted.
hmm Now
So
here comes a question. Would Rosemary be uh, up to date on what class she is at this point?
probably not, actually. So
Would she still be less?
you are technically a lesser noble. You are the same rank as Rosemary now.
Okay, at this point we're the same rank.
Mhm.
Okay,
Because
so I'm
she
not
would.
lesser.
Yeah, you're not lesser anymore. But yeah, technically she is from a knight family, and you are now knighted. So technically that would make you higher ranked than her.
Rosemary is a Samoyed.
A Samoyed.
Oh. So I think catching that glare, Alexandria will just like kind of pointedly try to step between her and Rosabella and kind of like turn her attention to Rosabella. It isn't very effective because she is so much smaller than Rosabella.
Yep.
Rosabella is just holding Rosemary's gaze and just raises an eyebrow. You have something to say.
No, of course not.
That's what I thought.
Rosabella, you've returned. How was your chat with grandfather?
Rosabella, like, kind of stops, like, tenses for a second, and just smiles. Like, a full blown smile. It went wonderful.
We were just talking of how tomorrow we are going to have a busy day. I'm thinking, and I look very guiltily in Rosemary's direction. We might have another day of shopping. Anyway, just so your mind is aware, what time would we all like to go shopping?
All of us are going.
We're all. I look at. Okay, Kate. This is where I guess I'll give you a choice.
So I was meaning, while her dresses are lovely, Makoto does need new outfits that fit the Pugmire aesthetic.
Yes, I will take care of that. There's no need to worry.
As you'll notice, Brianna, Kane has been shaved sometime in the past and is recently
Oh.
his hair is starting to regrow.
Uh
Like
Hell
this
yeah.
was a personal choice he made because
huh.
he was kicked out of the house. He was
Mhm.
quite literally defenestrated by your
Mhm.
And we
father.
thought he was dead.
Yes.
Oh.
And he was living in Mutt Town as the captain of the guard until recently, when a few things have gone down and your father has been arrested and your mother,
Mhm.
divorcing him, has ran back to her own family.
Mhm.
So Kane is allowed back into the family now, and yeah, there's a whole little drama there. I don't know if you've watched the videos up until this point, but he is currently trying to reintegrate into the noble
Mhm.
society.
Kane,
Mm,
it might be good for you to accompany us.
yeah, I can do that.
If nothing else, you might be able to give Rosemary's arms a break. Though,
Yes.
Brianna
will
still
also
so guiltily at Rosemary.
though it also will be good, I think, for you to get out and about, and we can go to some of the higher end shops.
Yeah, I think I would like that. I've only been
And
back for about 2 days.
of course, and no offense, but it might be good timing to get you some new outfits yourself.
Yes, quite fair.
So we will find a time to reconvene tomorrow to get together. I'm thinking, Makoto, if you would like to join me for breakfast tomorrow, so I can show you some of my favorite dishes.
Of course, that sounds lovely.
Okay. So we will meet in the morning, and then we will get back with everyone together, and then but I will leave you all here tonight, and I'll gesture to some maids to come and grab my
Yep.
bags and um
They will send
Rosemary.
out the bigger maids to come and grab
Yeah.
them.
Again, stares incredibly guiltily at
Yep.
Rosemary. Rosemary, I hope you get the best of rest tonight. Thank you so much again.
Yeah, you're welcome, mistress. Just why are most of your bags so heavy? That's the last thing she says as she walks off to the house in her quarters.
I I sniff a little bit. She's such a good card. And then I go to bed for the night.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
It is your old room,
Mm-hmm.
exactly how you left it. Has not been changed other than being cleaned quite regularly, dusted, and new duvets and things of that nature on the bed.
What time of night is it?
It would be about 8:30, 9 p.m.
Okay. With reasonable knowledge of people, with whatever spell slots I have left, I would send some short messages to people inquiring of various things depending on whatever.
Is Mage Paw a... I thought Mage Paw was a cantrip.
Mage Paw is a cantrip, sending is a third level spell.
Okay, so that you would be able to do that.
So I could do that, I think, up to 12 times. So I would
Yeah.
contact at least 12
How
people
many
total.
spell slots do you have?
A lot.
Like 12, apparently. Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What level are you?
Don't worry about it. Anyway, um,
Don't worry about it.
She has a power build.
yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
scared why she has a power build.
Yes.
I knew I
but
wasn't.
yes.
I was right to not trust it.
So I would spend some time making sure to stay in contact with need to know people and like keeping whatever I need to aware within these like 12 sets.
Yeah, you would be informed about all of your teaching careers, and uh, the finals are coming up on one of your schools. There's
Mhm.
a entrance ceremony planned for the next month for another one of your schools. A few
Yes.
things are moving along.
Yes.
One of them, there was an issue with plagiarism and a grading issue.
Mhm.
The teachers have taken care of it, but they are
Mhm.
saying that they need your guidance for that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
one of the messages you send back, it's just like the standard "this person is asleep" reply.
God. Please contact me later.
Yeah, basically.
I just like sniff at that. I'm like, rude. But yes, yeah. So all those people, depending on like they would have an idea of when I would be able to come by, depending on how my schedule's gonna go.
Hmm.
Hell yeah. Back in the garden after she leaves, I think Alexander just lets out a little sigh and then just, Rosabella,
Hmm?
did it actually go well?
Yes, I wasn't lying on that.
I'm glad.
Your grandfather drinks some really hard liquor.
Yes, were you not aware?
He,
No,
he, he
but
broke out
as
the 14-year-old brandy.
Oh my god.
and she drank it like a pro.
Oh hell yeah. Um,
Just so you know, that's what the rule is.
hell yeah.
Yeah, I saw that concept. I'm like, they're drinking.
Oh my god.
It was just to see if she could just drink it fully without coughing, and she got that 23, and I was like, oh, respect.
Oh hell yeah. Oh god.
It was the best. It was the best. Rosabella just kind of looks up at the sky in no particular direction. Well, mostly away from the house, obviously,
Mhm.
but she just. It went really well.
So,
I'm glad.
as you are looking up into the sky in no particular direction, Canis Majoris is prominent in the sky tonight.
Oh.
If the way constellations work in Pugmire, because it is the future, it is no longer the Big Bear. The Big Dipper is now the Big Dog.
Oh my god. I think Alexandria kind of reaches out and puts like a paw on Rosabella's arm and just,
Do you want the night off as well?
Ah, night off. Rosabella just kind of sits there and ponders that for a moment. But after a moment of silence, she just, hmm, yeah, I think I'm gonna go walk for a bit.
All right, well, be careful on your way back. Try not to
Me, be
run
careful.
into. What?
She goes, me, be careful. You're the one who always gets into trouble.
To be fair, I can find my way out of trouble. I feel like you tend to attract it and I get pulled in. But,
Says the one who would sneak out.
listen, it was worthwhile to sneak out.
She's the entire time Rosabella is genuinely smiling at this during this conversation.
Yep.
Like
Oh.
not just a half smile, but a genuine smile. I under her breath she just it I don't know if well no, she's not gonna say it yet. It's gonna be as she's walking away that she'll probably say it. So
Mhm.
hold on that thought. I'm gonna put a note in that.
Yep.
Because this is something I want you to do a notice check for.
Oh, I want to do a notice check for it.
Go
I'm like
ahead.
foaming at the mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh
I'm doing a notice check. That
one.
Wow.
I'm using a card. Take my card. That's way better.
13's good.
Yeah.
that's good. It'll be quiet, but you'll still hear like just so you know, there's not like I'm not giving you any more context to this right now.
Okay. Okay.
But I think we're gonna stay a little longer for this.
She
This
thinks
is
she's
where I'm
gonna.
meant to be.
Oh! Like she's
Mhm.
meant to be back home.
You can think whatever.
God damn it. Rolls for context, gets out my context modifier.
Rolls for history.
That would be the history roll, yes.
Can I roll a no history that I've never used, even though she has advantage in it?
Oh,
You
damn.
absolutely can.
You're gone by this point.
I
You
know, I was
laugh.
just curious.
Nat 20, 22. Just to get any more context. If not, it's okay. I'll accept it.
For working
Be
with
strong, say
Alexandria.
Huh? What?
Well, if you didn't hear it.
No, wait, repeat yourself. It literally cut out. What?
She's going to continue to work for Alexandria.
Oh, crying. So I think at that, Alexandria can't help it. Even though Rosabella's back is turned, her tail starts wagging.
Mhm.
And I think like she takes a second, kind of gives herself like almost like a little shake, and just Makoto,
Yes.
If Rosabella's taking the night off, out of curiosity, which rooms were you not allowed in?
Mostly the training rooms.
And why did
I
you
want to
not
see
decide-
her. I want to see her fight.
Yeah. So I think Alexandria just
And why did grandfather say you were not allowed?
Because I'm not part of the family yet.
Fair enough, but I'm not much of a fighter, but Kane, on the other hand, could give you a bit of a demonstration if you're curious. Of course, not in the training rooms.
He kind of grumbles and he
Kane,
sidles over to Alexandria and gets real close to your ear to whisper. So, there's still the whole issue of political leanings and secrets that the family
no.
can't reveal.
Kane, I am very aware of that, and I don't expect you to reveal secrets. I was merely giving you a chance to show off without showing off any of the actual family tactics.
Fair enough. I might. We'll have to set that up because at least the sparring arena is not within the training rooms.
Well, you could always do it in the garden. Spur of the moment. I'm sure the gardeners won't kill you too badly when you cut a rose.
I'm not going to anger Clint again. Remember that time that you wanted the roses and I cut them?
I think it was a worthwhile beating to take. It was noble. No, of course, he didn't actually hit you,
shivers.
but
and I think Alexandria, her tail wags again and kind of like bumps Kane on the arm, and she just,
I'll tell you what. You know I am loath to get dirty, so if you dare get any on me, I will absolutely have to take matters into my own hands. But it's been a while since I myself have lifted a blade more than my dagger.
Yeah, we should really get you a rapier.
I cannot lift them, Kane.
Oh, come on. There's rapiers for chihuahuas. I'm sure you'll be able to handle one.
does Kane
And-
have a sword on him?
Yes.
So I think Alexandria just holds out her hand and just,
I'm going to prove this to you. Hand me your blade.
He hands you his short sword.
do I need to roll a strength check?
Roll.
Let's see.
I will.
Short
I
sword.
will.
Have her roll.
Yeah,
Have
go
her
ahead-
roll.
go ahead and roll a
If she
strength.
rolls high, she can hold it.
Go ahead and roll a strength check.
Oh my god!
You can hold it up.
Wow,
It's a little
talking
heavy.
So much shit.
Yeah, it's a
Like
little heavy.
arms are like shaking.
Yeah.
He can see like the like. Here's the thing: is Alexandria has always been like very curvy and everything. I think that from all of her traveling, she started to get like very light muscles,
Mhm.
and he can like see them through her dress, like her like sleeves, and she's like standing there like shaking, like full force, having to use her entire strength to hold the damn sword. And I think she just
Take it before I drop it.
Yeah. He grabs it by the blade and takes it out of your hands. Slips it
Hey, she
back
held it,
into
though.
the sheath.
As I stated, do you really think I could fight with that?
You fair, but that's not a rapier.
That's a short sword. I know the difference. At the very least, even if I don't fight with it, you know grandfather has made sure that we all know. but I am much more attuned to something like this.
And with that, I think she kind of like reaches over to where she keeps like her little dagger on her hip. Kind of like pulls out like a very like pretty like the hilt is like wrapped in like gold and all that kind of dagger. Kind of like whips it around in her fingers.
Actually, as Alexandria tries to pull her dagger, go ahead and roll me a notice check.
Oh my god. Okay, okay. Did somebody take her fucking dagger? 14.
Yep. So, your hand hits empty air in the sheath.
Automatically her head is whipping towards the sheath.
Damn,
And,
the thief got thieved.
and then I think like her head like snaps up. She's like scanning between Kane and Makoto.
Yep. With the 14, it's very hard to notice, but there is a very, very small shadow standing behind one of the lanterns in the garden.
Can she tell who it is?
Yes, immediately.
Who is it?
It's Ollie.
Is it the baby? It's the baby!
Well, I understand that you have improved, but please do not take things off of me. How did you even manage that?
Well, I took advantage of your distraction during your conversation.
Well, I am completely impressed. Give it back.
He hands it back to you.
And I think she kind of like reaches over and like gives him like a little pat on the head as well and just
Very good, you are learning. But next time, choose something that's not a lamppost to hide behind. It makes you easy to spot.
He nods and then heads back off as one of the maids comes pelting out of the room like, "Come on, you gotta get to bed."
If Rosabella was there, she would have picked that little baby up so fast and been like, time to go to bed.
So I think like with her, like if she did not have fur, she would be blushing as like she kind of puts her sword, like her little dagger back because she cannot believe that someone managed to take shit off of her. Kind of straightens her shoulders and just
But as I stated, that is more something I am more suited towards. Grandfather was the one to teach me how to use daggers, after all.
Yeah, I remember when you cut your nose.
Listen, I have always been incredibly graceful when it comes to daggers, and I have never done such a thing. Makoto, do not listen to him.
and I think with that she kind of shakes her head and just
By any means, I am going to head off myself. Kane, not tonight, but I would like to speak with you and Grandfather on another night.
Yes, of course.
And with that I think she gives like a little nod and a little smile and just
Don't stay up too late.
and with that she's gonna head back to the house.
Yeah, he will spend a little bit of time outside before heading back in. Kane and Makoto do have separate rooms.
Oh,
Much to her dismay.
Yes. Very much to her dismay.
hell yeah. So yeah, I guess everyone heads back to their rooms.
Nope.
So I think later in the evening, long after Alexandria kind of makes the assumption that Rosabella has gone to bed. Even though it's Rosabella's night off now, it's just habit.
Yeah.
I do think she goes and she pads down the hallway towards where Brianna's room is.
Yes.
And then I think like just in the way that siblings do, I don't know if anyone else's siblings did this, where you have like a very specific little knock you do.
Pattern.
Yeah. And I think she just knocks on the door as quietly as she can.
Brianna probably would have been up still a little bit, like making notes of things she would need to be getting to in the next couple of days. But she'll have who is it? Oh, actually, no. You said you knock. I just you hear a responding knock on the door, and that you probably would assume meant come in.
Yeah, so I think Alexandria kind of opens the door and steps in, closing it behind her, and she just,
Now, Bayo, It has
Lexi.
been quite a few years since we have done it. But would you be up, even though we've already visited the gardens this evening, for a bit of fun?
You see her eyes turn on you so fast. Are you trying to have fun now?
I always have fun. It's just you know the expectations that all of us have upon us, and it is important that we are always presenting our best selves.
That is true, dear little sister, but you don't want to burn yourself out.
I will not burn myself out. I have not yet.
She kind of just gives you a look. But she'll kind. What is your idea? What are we doing for fun?
So I think first off, she produces a little book out like where she had like tucked it like
Mhm.
behind her back. And she holds out the Duchess and the Fool.
And she just, first off, as I stated, I was going to pass this book on to you next time I saw you, or at least send it over. You are expected to fully read it and give me your full opinion on it once you're finished. Of course, not tonight, that's a later project, but still.
Yes.
Next off, it's been quite a few years since we've snuck out together.
Are you saying we give Rosemary and Rosabella a heart attack?
We won't give them a heart attack. Merely give them a bit of adrenaline, I suppose, a bit of energy.
You know what? Rosemary's not been kept. I mean, yes, she's been kept on her toes, but she listen. She can always use more training. Let's go. And I get up promptly, and I put my paw first, like as in to show lead the way.
Hell yeah. So I think the first thing she does is she crosses over to Bayo's window.
Yep. Flashback to many, many summers ago when Bayo and Lexi were children. That they would sneak out so many times that the trellis has been reinforced multiple times.
What floor am I on?
So this would be a 4-floor mansion. You're probably
Okay.
on the 3rd floor.
Sure, no worries.
'Cause-
How does Lexi get out?
So I think what she does is she opens the window and kind of ushers Bayo forward, and she just
Now, first, I'm going to have you climb down, and then I will lock it behind us so that they don't know we went out.
Say no more, and you see me pick up this umbrella, right? And I just jump out, right? And you see me open it, and I just gently float towards the ground.
Oh my!
and I think Alexandria kind of puts like a paw over her heart, and she just
Oh, she's like that one from the book.
and then she's going to scamper out.
I would like you also to flash back to an earlier conversation, right? That I was talking at dinner about how I've been keeping Rosemary on her toes, and you get this feeling that this is probably what I've been talking about.
God. So I think like Alexandria takes a second when she steps out and like relocks the window because I assume it probably has a way to lock.
Yeah, you can use your your radar tools to lock it from the outside.
Yeah, so she's gonna lock it real quick. Take a second, kind of like not wipe any clean dirt off the windowsill, but she's just like making sure her paw prints aren't visible. Kind of smudging stuff a little bit, and then she's going to scamper down the trellis herself. And then I think when she gets close enough, she just
Now, I am loath to do this, and if you do not catch me, I will be incredibly upset.
and like I want to say she's like stage whispering at this point, and then she's just going to drop and hope to the gods her sister catches her. Like when she's not high enough to hurt herself, she will roll if she hits the ground.
Bayo,
I would catch her.
yeah,
I
give
am
me a
kind
deck save.
Okay. This will be your mistake.
If it goes bad, you have points. The cards down the bottom, we get 2 of those every session.
Yep.
Dex,
Dex
I just saving throw. I want you to know I only have a +1 to my dex save. You made a bad choice of like who you're asking to save
16
you.
is not bad.
Damn. Then again, my RNG is really good.
All right. So, Alexandria, give me a balance check.
Oh god. This is fine. Oh, 16.
Ooh, perfect.
Look,
Okay,
the
so
Pomeranian sisters.
As Bayo hits the ground and braces to catch Alexandria, and Alexandria, you dive off, and for a moment, you recreate that lift scene from Dirty Dancing as Bayo's just holding Alexandria above her in both hands and then sets her down.
So I think for a second, just like through the cracks of the mask she always wears, Bayo gets to see just a little bit of like the pup that Alexandria used to be. Like her tail is going wild. There's like light in her eyes. And then I think after a second she kind of shakes herself, kind of gets it back under control. She just, that was impressive.
I just ruffle the top of your head.
Bayo, I just got my hair done earlier.
Do it again.
She's like swatting at Bayo's hands, like,
I had to spend so long in a chair getting my hair fixed.
Listen, we are living again. At worst, after breakfast, I will do your hair, or even better yet, we'll get, the mage, the one who's, whenever we needed something done in a pinch, she does excellent work. You know that.
I do. Okay, for one night. For one.
And I think that she puts her hand, like holds out a hand to Bayo.
I put my arm out for her.
She'll take your arm and she just,
no, hurry, quickly. You know they're incredible at figuring out when we've left. Go, go, go.
Talon.
Yes.
May I do a notice check?
I guess Rosemary
yes.
would too.
So both of you roll sneak, or roll stealth, and Rosabella, roll notice.
Oh god, wait, I'm gonna use one of my cards. I'm using my other card, please. She's good at this, she's a ratter. Hell yeah. That's better.
Okay. So, now
Hold
roll
on.
notice for,
Please. Thank you.
I guess you're gonna have to roll for Rosemary.
Oh, wait, no, it's okay. I have it up. I just zoned out for like a second. I like completely lost all thought. I just completely gone for a single second. Oh god, what is happening? There we go.
I am actually going to use a card for this.
Wow. Can't let me have this.
Rosemary is out of it. She is asleep. Like you gave her the night.
Can I have advantage?
No, absolutely not.
No.
You already
Well, my advantage being
other card.
Rosabella's already outside.
Yeah, she is outside. So yes, I would give you an advantage on that.
Okay, I'll re-roll it.
Okay, that 11's gonna be my highest. Do I really want to go?
You could use your other card. I mean, we don't have that much left in the session. I will say it's versus a 17 and a 12.
Yep.
Might as well. I don't ever use all my cards, so might as well.
Go ahead and roll it.
Talon's like, dear God, what have I started? 5?
You know what? We'll just go. It was gonna be funny, but I'd like to imagine you guys literally just walk past Rosabella.
Well, that's like what I like to imagine is like they're like sneaking, like probably giggling a little bit to each other.
Oh, absolutely.
And then I think like they just see the tip of Rosabella's head, and Alexander just slams a hand over Bayo's mouth, and Bayo, I can see like her just like expecting Bayo to slam a hand over her mouth.
Yeah, and then your hand went over mine, and then my hand went over yours, and we're just like making eye contact.
We're like making eye contact in the way that siblings do. I don't know, Bayo, if you have siblings IRL, but my siblings and I sometimes will just like we get a look in our eyes of like, don't you fucking do anything. And I think with that they just start quietly going forward, holding their breath, like still linked in arms.
Hand over Bayo's mouth.
Yeah, Alexandria's hand is also over your mouth. Until they get out of the gardens.
Yep. As you two are sneaking out and doing all this, there are a lot of beautiful, colorful lights coming from Makoto's room's window.
Wait, Echo noticed, right?
Yes.
Like he rolled. What's Echo doing?
Echo, what are you doing?
Probably like watching them do whatever they're doing.
So he's
Watching
just
them
keeping
leave.
an eye like, okay, is this normal?
Yeah, like,
No, y'all, this is what's going on. Echo's watching them slap each other's hands on each other's mouths as he sees Rosabella standing there, just kind of looking up at the sky. And he sees that and is looking back and forth like, Is this really happening right now?
I would like to think he's getting a fucking kick out of it.
Oh yeah.
But so from far away, because I think Alexandria is not risking sneaking back past Rosabella. Is she able to tell what the lights are?
Yes.
I think I already know.
What is it?
It is.
Talon, is it caramel dancing?
Nope. It's fairy fire.
Okay.
Fairy fire.
Mm.
Is that unusual?
Okay.
No. It is the Makoto is a minister, which is one of the cat's spell casters.
Damn, she and I are gonna get along great.
Man, but think of how funny it would have been to just see all those lights going on. You've seen all those videos and those memes of, like, this is an otaku's house.
Yeah.
That's all I'm imagining.
God.
But yeah, as she is, you can see faintly from her window, because of the way fairy fire works. Her ceiling is now covered in this glowing sparkles, and she is just doing zoomies in her room.
Oh my god. But I think they're far enough past Rosabella at this point. Alexandria just in like another little stage was where just,
Do we leave her to it then?
I think it is okay for us to have fun. I think it is irresponsible if tonight we bring her.
Completely fair.
and so I think with that, like she just kind of like tries to pull Bea with her and just,
Come on then, Rosabella won't be distracted for too long, and the minute she picks up my scent.
Yes, let's go.
as they like run out. I imagine they're both still like dressed like in their like regular clothes, so they're not running in their night clothes through the street. Or at least Alexandria is. I don't know about Bayo. I don't know Bayo's opinion on this. But so yeah, Alexandria will just pull her out like out of the manor yard. And out onto the actuals.
Yep. You two break out of the manor, and you go through the square. There is always this little secret path. It's just a small notch in the wall, big enough for two Pomeranians to go through without having to duck down too far. And there is... It's not a high-end... let's say, it's not a warehouse. It's more like a high-end restaurant that closes down. And about this time of night, there is music playing. There are arcane lights flashing. There is a rave going on.
So you just see Alexandria's tail starts to wag just a little bit, and she just,
Do you think that we can find masks or anything at the edge of this?
I could do you on that. But Talon, can I say that I have like 2 spell slots left?
Yeah. You
I
have
cast Disguise Self.
you have 11 spell slots left. You've only cost 1.
Okay, sure. Okay. When you say like if we could find masks, I'm like, I could do you, and I pull out the thing from my card, and if you take a chance to look, you'll notice that it looks like one of those old black Amex credit cards. And I swipe the air with it, and you see me turn into a very splendidly dressed corgi.
So I think at that, Alexandria's tail starts to wag again, and she like tries to subtly reach back and stop, and then she just,
Where did you learn that at the university?
I'll be honest, I found this card, and then it just kind of came to me, you know? Most interesting.
Right. Can you do it to other people?
No. Disguise Self, I know, is a concentration spell, too, or at least I believe it's concentration. And I think if I was to cast it, because I don't think I can upcast it either. So it just...
Yeah, let me double check.
Because I don't think they're going off of the 5e.
No, they're not. But yeah, the way spell slots work in this, it's just 1 spell slot per spell. It doesn't up per spell level.
Yeah, it's normally like a thing of like target self.
Yeah, there
Like
are
an
no
item.
concentration spells in this. So
Okay, I
they
don't.
just cast and go. It lasts an
Okay.
hour, but it is range self.
Okay. Yeah, so because of range self, I don't think I could cast it on anyone else.
Yep.
Right. So with that, Alexandria just calmly removes the pin she always wears on her chest with the family crest. Make sure it's tucked very safely, like in a pocket on her dress where she doesn't think anyone can grab it. I like to imagine Alexandria probably has pockets on the inside of her dress as well.
Yeah.
Just as like a little ratter. And so I think she just
All right, so that's one of us then. So we still need one disguise of some sort.
Well, I mean, provided we cover enough of your face and we don't make it very easy. And you're the sneaky type, aren't you?
I am, but I.
So, Alexandria,
Mhm.
both of you are nobles, which means you have gone to masked balls before.
Mhm.
There is absolutely a 100% possibility that in your rucksack is a masquerade mask.
Talon, can I do you one better? Have we taken this pathway before as pups?
Yes.
Can we
this
say that
rave is
Alexandria
common.
can we say that Alexandria at some point like found like a loose brick and stashed a couple masks behind it?
Yes, absolutely.
So I think she's like talking to Bayo, and then suddenly like her eyes light up, she straightens up and she just takes off. And Bayo sees her like run over to like inside the passage, and she like pulls a brick out and pulls 2 masks out. And she just,
Well,
Yep.
you won't need one. I always keep a spare.
I can still take it. And I'll kind of maybe adjust my illusion a little bit so that I just look like a corgi and I'll just throw the mask on my face.
Yep.
And then Alexandria also will go ahead and she'll put it on. And then she'll just kind of like hold a hand out to Bayo and just lead the way.
Holds my arm out, and in we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talon,
Yes.
I will ask at any point, let me know when notice checks can go on again for me.
Okay.
Because, like, enough time period, but, like, Rosabella would notice at some point.
Yeah, it's been like probably like 10 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
it's been like 10 minutes once they actually get into the rave itself. So, one, Rosabella knows about this rave. This has happened before. It is a common party that happens for a lot of the young artisans and the young shepherds that want to party and have fun. They throw this party about every week. So it happens once a week.
How often have Bayo and Alexandria gone to the same party? Is the
Quite a
real
few
question.
times.
Yeah.
They don't mind when people just show up to dance and have fun. Dance, drink, have fun, all that. Yeah. Once they get into the actual building, so you can go ahead and roll another notice check.
Hell yeah. Let me pull up the thing.
With a 13, you would definitely notice the lights from the building, considering you are on the 3rd floor. So, if you went to bed, you would notice the lights from the building. If you're still in the garden, you would hear the music, but you would not see the lights.
Okay.
Does she still have advantage on
Because she would know if you snuck out where you're at. Like, seeing the rave going on, she would probably
Oh, I did
pick
not mean to roll. I did not mean to roll.
That's fine. You can have a pretty good guess that they've snuck out to the rave, as they used to do when they were younger.
At this, is Echo still outside?
I think, what were you doing, Echo? Were you in your room?
I would just be of the opinion of like what noticing the raid, yes, but how like what about the lights? Sorry. Oh, not y'all.
I would think that she would, instead of it being more of her hearing the music, she probably caught a light whiff of like a passing smell of the two of them,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and
She
probably
found out-
notices that it went that way. But
Mhm.
like,
Because I was going to say, because the initial check was failed.
And then
Yeah.
it was lower the second one.
So yeah, and also, it is your day off. You
Yeah.
have been given
oh
the
yeah,
night.
absolutely, absolutely. She knows that, but you have to think a little bit of mischief never hurts anyone.
Oh, absolutely. So I can absolutely see, like, knowing this party is going on, knowing, because it happens every week. I can absolutely see Rosabella having her own, like, outfit, costume thing to go incognito. Like, not even following the girls. This is just, you've done
There.
this before too. So, you slip on the cloak.
It would be so funny. It'd be so funny for them to just see it.
Yep.
It's just
So-
like across the crowd is this like it's art.
Yep. So yeah, you know you've spent enough time in the garden. You've got the day off. It's time to let your hair down and party. So you slip on this cloak, covers your head and everything. You buckle your weapons on your back instead of on your side where you normally have them. Put on your mask and you head to the party.
Nice.
Hell yeah. So
It's party
flashback.
time, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Mm.
Flashback to the girls. What did they see when they got in there, Talon?
So it is a typical young mage party. So the flashing lights, loud music, lots of drinking, lots of food, lots of substances being passed around that aren't quite illegal but aren't quite nice either.
So I think when they like get in there, I think Alexandria leans over and just, do you remember the time that Cain came after us himself?
Probably not the best move on his part.
Oh, definitely not. But do you also remember the time that Rosemary nearly strangled us for it?
You see just Vale put her like face in her paws. Yes, sometimes she doesn't let me live it down.
Yep. Wipe cut to Rosemary's room as she is just sawing logs. She has been given the day off. She's gonna sleep.
I would like to say she probably woke up in panic once, right? Like breathing heavily, and then seeing her location, she's like, "No, she's grown out of that phase, right?
Yeah.
She is in charge of the youth of tomorrow. She wouldn't just do something like this.
Yeah.
It's not always that. It's my day off. I didn't give it a day off.
It's my day
Yeah, we're
off.
just gonna
and-
You wouldn't do it on my day off.
and
She
then
wouldn't do it on my day off.
uneasily goes back to sleep.
Yep.
Here's the thing, wait till she finds out that we did not go neither of the girls went to sleep.
Yep.
But I think she kind of Alexandria gives Bayo a little smile and then just,
Well, what do you want to do first?
Listen, we are here. It's raving. We should dance.
Lead the way, as you want to do. Do you want to lead or do you want me to lead?
You know what? It's your turn to lead. That's
Oh.
what we said last time.
can I do a history check?
Yep. 13. Not too bad.
Bayo wasn't actually her time to
Yeah,
lead.
it's absolute. Listen, like as much of a socialite, she's fairly honest. I would say, like she doesn't mince, like she doesn't like outwardly lie.
Outwardly is the
Just
key word.
a lot
there.
of double speak when she has to.
So I think Alexandria kind of shakes her head a little bit and then just drags Bayo after her onto the dance floor.
All right. Give me performance checks.
Oh no!
Let's see how
Talon,
well
do
you
we,
can dance.
Talon, do we get cards for Oh, that wasn't bad actually. I was gonna say for our amazing
Yep.
roleplay.
I mean, honestly, this has just been goof off fun. Like I said, the next couple sessions were downtime. That's what this is.
Hell yeah, I love this for us. That wasn't bad.
Performance, you said.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Go, Bayo, go.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
killing it.
Oh.
So yeah, all eyes they turn to this corgi that's just vibing.
Mm-hmm.
I am a vibe.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, for a moment, Alexandria, it just feels like you're in your sister's shadow as both of you are going it, but people are watching her as she dances.
Yeah, here's the thing is I think it's something Alexandria is very used to.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think for like a second, her ears turn back just a tiny bit before she kind of shakes herself and just continues on because Alexandria expects to be in the shadow when it comes to her siblings.
I would say, like, at a moment, maybe whether I noticed or not, I probably would, like, grab your hand and start, like, twirling you around.
Yep.
Oh. You're like, no angry ears.
Just a slight whisper, please pull the stick right out of your fucking ass.
Wait, did she say that?
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, cool.
We're having fun.
We are. I don't know why you feel the need to state it.
Can't I just tell you that we're having fun?
Normally, people, when they're having fun, don't state it, but I will let it pass.
All right, but when was the last time you saw me and we had an opportunity to go out and have fun?
Oh my goodness, it's been many seasons. I mean,
Listen, you know, I am out much and about. My education does not keep me in one place whatsoever. It is nice to spend time with you again, dear sister.
it is wonderful to spend time with you as well. I miss these days, I will be honest.
So, as you are dancing the night away, having a good time, the both of you give me notice checks as a shower of sparks comes along and matches with the music.
Oh fuck, I rolled Rosabella. I didn't need to roll Rosabella. That's just habit.
It's actually fine that you rolled Rosabella.
Okay, cool. It's just such habit at this point.
Because, Rosabella, you have joined the party as the sparks are showering down. The music has just hit the stride.
Oh.
And for this split second, Rosabella, you see, you're not sure because it's a corgi, not a Pomeranian. But there is definitely a Pomeranian next to that corgi. But who cares? It's my night off.
Rosabella just raises an eyebrow and just shakes her head of just.
Does Alexandria see Rosabella? As she's getting spun?
With the 11, I think so.
So I think she just, as she's getting spun, she like kind of like gracefully like moves her hand in Bayo's and then just kind of like tries to pull Bayo like in front of her as if like they're changing steps and just.
I would want you to be aware, bend down just a bit. Rosabella's here.
Okay. So, Rosabella, for this little bit of mischief, for a moment.
I would say, like, with Bayo's, like, history, right? Like, I feel like I would have an idea of just, like, the way of staying in crowds, right? Like, sometimes if I didn't want to speak to certain nobles or just trying to... Right, so I feel like I would start to... I'll start taking lead, dear sister, and I'll start to try to, like, kind of twirl us in ways where, like, there's a bunch of taller dogs, like, always
absolutely.
between us.
Since Rosabella rolled the highest on that, Rosabella is actually going to catch up to him a little bit and just, can I join y'all?
Of course. And I'll push Lexi. Would you lead, dear lady?
Me lead.
And I put my paw out.
Go ahead and give me a performance check for Rosabella.
God, I hope it's okay. Oops, no.
Rosabella has two
too
left
stunned
feet.
right now. Rosabella is stunned.
Yup.
She's like,
Alexander is taking the chance to disappear into the crowd.
Here, let me help you. And
no,
then,
while this is going on, Rosabella it is my night off. I hope you know that. I'm not here to. You guys can stay out. I'm not taking you back.
I don't know how you would know it's me because I look like a corgi.
Yeah, here's the thing: is I feel like Alexandria just
I think that you're mistaking me for someone.
It's like,
You.
yeah, no, she's got your scent. She knows what you both smell like. It doesn't come through disguised self.
Well, if you're not here to ruin my fun, let me teach you how to dance then, because you almost stepped on both of my feet.
Please, for the love of God, teach me. I haven't been out dancing in so long, and I don't normally dance because, well,
Here, lift me up with your big strong arms. I got you.
super strong.
Yeah, she is absolutely strong. She can pick you up quite easily. Like, no roll needed. She just whoop.
I hope Alexandria is just watching this happen and like, what is
Yeah.
going on?
she 100% is, but she's also just, even though Rosabelle, she said she's not here to ruin her fun, she just out of habit is just like going further,
Yep.
and further, and
Alexandria,
further into the crowd.
as you're making your way into the crowd, a drink is pushed into your hands.
Can she see who gives it to her?
Nope. It's just crowd, and then, oh, there's a drink in my hand.
I need to roll an intelligence check for Alexandria. Give
Yeah.
me a moment.
This is kind of common. Like, it just in the
Yeah.
dance floor, and yeah, they'll pass drinks around.
Okay, so this is not like IRL where it's like, don't drink the drink that you randomly find.
Not necessarily.
So I would
Okay.
like to think that I'm, at least standing, like on Rosabella's toes now as she, and I'm like kind of using that to like guide her how to dance, and maybe there's like a mage hand, and it's occasionally like adjusting, maybe if her hips need to go certain, like maybe gently push at her hips, or like if her arms should be adjusted,
Yeah.
right? And I'm just like, all right, yes, okay, all right, back one, forward one, just feel the music.
Okay,
Right.
feel the music, yeah.
Yep. As
Hell
this is
yeah.
going on, Alexandria, go
think.
ahead and roll me that intelligence check.
Oh god, I was gonna say I might fail it willingly and just have her if it's common.
It's
8.
common for drinks to be passed around, but there is still that chance. It is a rave, and there are substances being passed around. So with the fail, would you drink it?
Good luck.
Yes, she'll drink it.
All right, go ahead and give me a con save.
Hey, she's proficient in those.
Okay, dirty
20.
20. So, yeah, as you drink the drink, the music starts to become more intense. The lights get brighter and more mesmerizing, but you shake off the worst of the effects.
She's just really feeling it now.
Yup.
Okay, Talon, here's a real question.
Yep.
Are there any dogs near her that do not have a dance partner?
Yes.
So I think with like
So, as I said, this is a shepherd and artisan rave. There is a lot of nerds here.
okay, Talon, where's the cute one? Where's the cute nerd?
Go ahead and roll me a notice check.
God damn it, this is the most important notice check she's ever made. 15.
Yeah, there's a couple one that they're passable.
So she's gonna select the cutest one out of all of them with the liquid courage in her veins. Even though she's shaking off the worst of the effects, the lights being a little more mesmerizing, the music being a little bit like better. I think she's
Hey,
just going
to you, they probably look hot as fuck.
Yeah.
but she's going to walk with the confidence of God over towards them because she knows she's cute. She does. And I think she's just going to give them like a little smile, and she just,
Do you know how to dance?
Yes.
Would you be willing to accompany me?
Sure. Yeah, they'll take your hand, and we will do as kind of a time wipe here as you dance the night away and make it to your beds at about 3 a.m.
Hopefully to God Rosabella learned more from
Yes, you did pick up how to dance properly.
Thank
Hell
God.
yeah.
I
It
would like to say that our way back, I had summoned a steed because I'm like, I refuse to walk anymore.
Yep.
On your way back, you definitely had Alexandria probably trying to climb on the steed behind you and just like put her head in between your shoulders and that little sister I'm tired thing.
Yes, absolutely. But you make it back to your beds in time to kind of crash out. The three of you do not wake up until well past noon.
Listen, I'm an education major. Like, listen, those people can know how to take a drink and get to work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I would have woken up in time for breakfast with Makoto.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah.
woke up. Well, yeah, you wake up in time for breakfast and everything, but it's still. It's like that I need 3 cups of coffee to function kind of woke up.
How's Alexandria feeling in the morning, Talon?
Go ahead and roll me another con save.
Oh, Makoto, one day we will take you to see more sights. But for now, and I would gesture to. Could you bring us some of the cutlery from last night?
Mm. The chopsticks or the forks and the spoons and stuff.
The chopsticks and the forks and the spoons and the stuff.
Yep, she'll bring them to you, and yeah, so kind of you are feeling okay,
Oh shit!
but there is definitely you got the dry tongue, like it's not a hangover so much as it is. Yeah, there was something in that drink that it was meant to be for enhancing the party, and it while you were able to shake it off, there is definitely some after effects.
Oh god.
Your tongue feels fuzzy.
Oh god. Good to know, good to know. Um so I want to say like when we're going down to meet up with Bayo and Makoto and everything to go shopping, I think Alexandria comes down just a little less put together than she normally is. And I think she just
Bayo, can I steal you for a moment?
Please hold. And I'll gesture once the maid comes up. If you could just give an explanation on each piece of the cutlery set, and then when I return, I will take over the rest. But just to explain, like, so our guest has more of an idea. And then I will follow you out.
Oh no, I didn't mean to turn my face on. No. It's fine. I fixed it.
Yeah, you caught it in time.
I got it. It's great. I love it for me. Anyway. Continue, Bayo, sorry.
Yeah, so I would have asked the maid to just give like an explanation of what each piece is for and like an idea of when it might get used and stuff, and then I would follow Alexandria out.
Yeah, she goes through the breakdown and it explains about the differences and the similarities, things like that.
Hell yeah.
Like the salad fork, the meat fork, the the soup spoon and the dessert spoon and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
And with that, as you are heading out to go shopping, we are going to call it for the night.
Hell yeah. I do want to say that Alexandria definitely was like stealing Bayo to explain what had happened the night before, and then also have her help her fix her fur.
Alright, and recording and good night, everybody.
Night.